Tama-Do Academy, as you know, is well connected in the invisible world. We come from the invisible world. We have an entourage of guides who chose Fabienne and myself to transmit these beautiful teachings on the earth plane and beyond, and that we listen to the lineage of masters who we name on our website, the masters' lineage that have walked this way before us in physical form, some by our side, and some before we were born, who are now light beings, beings of light. And they continue to transmit to us the message of light. We are gifted in Tama-Do Academy with a very strong, intense contact with our main Tama-Do guide. And I have been in intense contact with our guide to discuss the topics of ethics. And his answer is classic. It's all bullshit. You have to know the guide. What you have prepared with the 10 Commandments, the yogas of Hinduism, the Buddhist Eightfold Path, is all very well and good if you want to organize children in the playground. Meaning that Moses created the 10 Commandments to organize and control his brothers and sisters who were tribal and kind of wild. And that's fair. We as souls have chosen to be in the workshop of Mother Earth, and we have to learn how to behave with others. But what our guide is telling us is that what is fundamentally important is how do we become a light being, a being of light, an illuminated soul. What is the practice in our daily life to activate and express the light, God, goodliness, godliness, creativity, creation? And this is lacking in our codes of conduct, which our guide says it's very important. We take our sacred circle of Tama-Do very seriously. We have 1,000,000 rules, as you know, to protect the circle, the teachings, the teachers, the group, the energy field, because we are working toward becoming practitioners, energy practitioners of the light. So yeah, we need, as Pat says, rules of manners, spiritual manners, where we can start to think about how we treat each other. But what I want to consider today is death, is life, is light. There's no difference. There's no separation. We are all one in the light. So if we take that on as our belief, is that fundamentally the most important thing in the life is the light, then that's our flag. The light comes first above all else. I took that from the Ten Commandments: honor thy God above all else, honor the light above all else. And what does that mean? It means that in order to practice Tama-Do, the way of the soul to the light, we have given you an image that we are aspiring toward the light that is way up above in the sky, the old paradigm of God outside of us, something to reach toward, which is partially true, but not completely true, as we are being taught by our illuminated guide, who is telling us that it's too simplistic, it's too religious to put light up there. What we want to do, and nothing new with this, is to activate the light within to be able to express our light. As I said yesterday, to resource the light, the source, our aura, our soul, because we are in a process of merging our light with the light to become unity, to become consciously a light being, a being of light here on Mother Earth, when we can still see and hear and taste and touch and feel and breathe, that we have achieved illumination. The workshop of Mother Earth is that we have the physical gift of the physical body in order to consciously observe the expression, the transformation that is happening as we practice our gates and gifts of becoming light. So instead of taking your hand and reaching to God and wanting God to come in, we practice the yoga, the dojo of light, where light magnetizes into us, activating the light that is inherently ours, our God-given spark of the divine, which is already in us. We are already light beings. We are not God, but we have within us a spark of light that we can grow and build to become light. And when we become light, there is no life, there is no death. We are light. We are bliss. We are one with God. This act of oneness, of illumination, is called Maha Samadhi, the great bliss, the achievement in earth form to receive all light, to become all light, that there is nothing else. All ascended masters, the ones that we know, Yogananda, the Buddha, the Christ, the ones in our consciousness of time, the mythological ones before that, achieved Maha Samadhi by becoming light beings for the purpose. And this is what you remember and you are aspiring toward, of trying to give to all your clients. The ascended masters chose to become light to shine down on humanity. Light. All of you in this group said you wanted to be at least a master teacher, I believe. Is that right? Remember that first day, master teacher. Well, master teacher or ascended master, what it is how much light can I activate and receive, generate, not for selfish purpose, in order to feed source, which I will become when I am illuminated. Source and self become one when we achieve our illumination. Isn't that all of our wishes? To become enlightened, to become light beings, beings of light, where there is no death, there is no life. It is love. It is unity. It is only possibly described or expressed or experienced in the sacred silence. The shamanism of the light, we are noble heroes who choose to be born to experience gates in order to flip the gates to gifts, in order to make our way on the way of the soul to the light. This is the premise of shamanism of the light. These gates are best experienced at the 8 stages of life, which are auspicious moments when our zodiac is lined up, our planets are going to help us, our master stars are going to help us, the invisible beings who are always with us are going to help us to make sure we pass the gates. Even if we perish physically, if we believe that there is no death in the light, we pass the gate. I want you to write on a piece of paper an arrow, a little star up above, a little person down below, and do 8 spokes like a fish bone. And if you don't know them by now, you're going to write down birth, Then the first spoke. On one side, write etheric. On the other side, write fairy magic. Second spoke, astral, becoming of age. Third, mental, spiritual awakening. For causal, master's path. 5, Buddhic, spiritual realignment. Atmic, masterhood. Shri, unity. And just so you keep remembering where you are, down the center of the arrow you might put the ages. So the etheric is 7, astral is 21, mental is 33, causal is 42, Buddhic 50, Atmic 60, and Shri is transformation. And then inside of your little arrow, you put the chakras. So you write etheric, dantian, astral, plexus, mental, heart, causal, throat, Buddhic, third eye, Atmic crown, and Shri bindu. So that's one piece of paper. On another piece of paper, I'm going to try to help you. You're going to draw a tree. And you have 3 or 4 circles under the tree. And you can put some flowers up in the tree. And you're going to cut this tree into sections. On the side, draw a circle and cut it into 8 pieces of the pie. This is your timesheet. This is the business plan of your soul. So when you have the free time, you're going to write around this little circle: physical, etheric, astral, mental, causal, Buddhic, Atmic, Shri, which you just did in your 8 stages. And then you're dissecting the tree, and you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because I'm going to tell you what you have to look toward for your physical, etheric, I can't even spell, I'm so excited, astral. This is your business plan of the soul, and we have to see, where do we spend our time? Draw a third chart with the 8 stages with the same arrow, and just do the subtle bodies: etheric, astral, mental, causal, Buddhic. Because this chart is going to be what happens when you physically depart our earth plane. In the old days, we used to say what happens when you die. We don't say that anymore. We've learned better. And there is a progression that happens that mirrors our Noble Hero's journey on earth. Unless you choose to be an ascended master. And then you don't have to go through all these steps. And that's something for those of us that have all expressed desire to be masters. We have to think about it. We have to think about, whoa, maybe I want to skip all those stages. Maybe I've learned that I can achieve illumination here on Mother Earth, and then I just am light. I don't need to continue the workshop on the other side. So what I'm trying to transmit to you today is your options. And then it's for you to decide. So we have shifted the topic slightly. We are not saying the way of the soul to the light, even though I'm going to keep it on the website because I channel something and then it takes me years to make an adjustment, because for most human terms, that makes sense. We're going to the light. We are rising up level of consciousness. But between you and me, I have just received the information that we are here to achieve the light. We are here to receive the light rather than aspire toward. So we don't have to achieve light in heaven. We achieve light in the daily life, which is on our website, Sound, Color, and Movement, to ground the soul in the daily life. Let's add to become illuminated in the daily life. The way of the soul to achieve illumination. This is our topic today. How do we achieve light? Illumination. The great bliss, where the masters attract so much light in their physical lifetime that they become light. They achieve illumination here on earth, and nothing else matters. Your house doesn't matter. Your worries don't matter. The stuff and the stories don't matter. Even the clients and the students don't matter, because at the end, what matters is the incarnation, the embodiment of joy, light. God, creation. And why? Why achieve light? So that we can shine down on humanity, as all the ascended masters do, to make Mother Earth, this place, a better place for future generations to come. So how do you do it? We achieve illumination through the practice of Tama-Do. We are energy practitioners of the light. So whether we're doing the sound, the color, the movement, it is all to clear away the negative to receive the light. At a higher level, we are practicing energy work. We don't just talk, we are experiencing energy. We are practicing spiritual practice. We are doing meditation and prayer to feed the spiritual light within us. And we are very conscious. Yes, we use our minds. Yes, we analyze. Yes, we dissect for the purpose of keeping us true on our path. In our ethics, in our spiritual ethics, our energetic ethics of how to become an illuminated light being for the purpose of one day serving all humanity. And each and every step along the way, of course we're serving humanity. Of course we're making the world a better place, but don't make that the end game. Make the end game bigger. Let's all become ascended masters. That's the message that we're being given. So to feed the source, to feed the light, we must adhere to the fundamental law that the light is more important than all else. You write that on your wall, you write it on your, more important than family, more important than friends, than business, than community. And that's tough. That's tough. That means I'm a disciple, I am practicing the light, and ooh, I need to be a master, but you guys chose that. I didn't. You guys chose that. Now, if you want to be just a professional student, stop here. But if you really want what you said you wanted, I'm game. I'm going to give you the roadmap. That's what I'm going to give you today. How do you achieve it? And then you realize, oh, wow, okay. My husband doesn't want me to do this. I want me to do it. My girlfriend doesn't want me to do it. I want me to do it. What do I choose? I choose the light. Okay, bye-bye, girlfriend. Maybe. You're going to make choices, and they're going to be tough. It's not an easy road. You're a master. What do you expect? So we must change our behavior every second of every day. And yes, the 10 Commandments, yes, the Eightfold Yogas and the Buddhist help us with how we traverse in the daily life, our right speech, our right action, whatever. But the fundamental truth is the light comes first. So when you are making a decision, I got to take this job because I need the money. Where is the light? Business plan of the soul. How do I do that? Choose the light first, and the rest shall be given to thee. So, we need to go back to the beginning of our birth. So you're looking at your physical body, birth, and you're going to be contemplating how I did at birth. I'm going to walk you through that and then tell you what to expect on the other side, which is one version, it's a proposal, that is based on the theosophy of Steiner, Rudolph Steiner, with a lot of myself put into it. Also Mikhail Ivanov, who are two masters that we like, we follow their work. I am in gestation now with our guide, revising everything. Because we have just been told that it is possible that you don't have to go through the 8 stages of life, light, when you cross to the other side. Normally, what Steiner has always said is you go to the land of shadow, and then this and this and this, I'm going to walk you through, and then you reach a point where you become one with the light. But you have to go through your stages. And so what I have been told in the last couple of weeks as I'm preparing for this class is you don't even have to wait to go through those stages if you can achieve the light in each of your stages here on life when you have the physical form. And that's the excitement. That's the change. That's the change of the rules. So we have the eyes, we have the taste, we have the touch, we have the hearing, we have the sight, we have everything that it takes. We have the ability to connect with the 5 elements of nature. We have the ability to transform each of our stages to light, to build pearls of light, our light necklace, so that when we are ready for Maha Samadhi, we are light. There's nothing else that needs to be done. There is no passing to the other side because you are the other side. You are light. The only thing you have to do is eject the physical body because, oh, bye-bye, I don't need you because I am the light. And the light can stay here. If the light chooses to illuminate the humanity, that's our right. That's our heritage. So here we go. From birth, you have to clean up your story that it was an auspicious birth, that you wanted to be born. So your desire to be born, to be a light being incarnate, is going to reflect your root chakra. How grounded are you is how much you want to be here. On your tree chart, physical, I put it down at the bottom. In your pie, physical, ask yourself the question, how much time do I spend cooking and cleaning and driving and washing and being physical? What percentage of my waking hours are physical? Physical level of consciousness. If you have children, it's a lot. How do you change it? How do you go to the light? How do you make grocery shopping a yoga of the light? I don't know. You do it as fast as you can and not very often. That's what I do. I don't know. So let's go back to the chart of my business plan of the soul. And instead of thinking of the physical as cooking and cleaning and washing, the physical as it relates to the root chakra is linked to our ancestors, the ancestral memories of our spiritual lineage, those who have walked the way of the soul of the light before us and who feed us in the root chakra, the Mingmen, even up to the Dantian, with the chi, the support of our spiritual way. So the question that you ask yourself is, how much time in the daily life do I spend honoring my spiritual lineage of my spiritual heritage? That's what we need to fill in our root chakra and link it to the incarnation of light of our birth. So let's go to the first level, which is the one that is talked the most about when we, and I'm going to say the word pass over. I'm going to say the Passover word, meaning the old way of going to the light. And then in parentheses, you see, if we say achieve illumination, you don't go through this phase. You go through this phase if you don't do your homework in the physical reality. You got me? You're on it? So if you're back in the 1800s with Steiner, you pass over. You die, and you pass, and you journey to the light. But you got to take some stages to get there. What we are being told today by the masters is that we can achieve light here in this earth, so you don't have to pass over. You just are. But I have to tell you the stages that have been given to us from the old masters in order to have a way to discuss what the new master is saying. So I'm teaching holographically today. So what we know in many traditions, it's not just Steiner, it's not just esoteric, is that who greets us, what greets us on the other side is what we believe in. If you believe in the light, you will be met by light, that tunnel of light. If you believe that there is no God, there is nothing, we just die, guess what you meet on the other side? Nothing. You don't exist because you did not create any existence. It's a dojo to create a belief that you land in. It's ours to make. So if you believe that everyone around you is trying to steal from you and hurt you, you will meet all sorts of creatures on the other side to haunt you. So in esoteric philosophy, this first level of existence on the etheric level is called the land of visions or shadows. You receive love as you have given love, which sounds a little like the golden rule, which I'm going to stop for just a second because I just love to trash it. I am against the golden rule because it abuses people into projecting, and forgive me, but I know more women from my classes than men. And women buy into the golden rule that they will love their dysfunctional boyfriend to death for them to love us. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you, meaning you have to rely on others to give us love. Now, if you want to say, give to the light as you would have the light give to you, and you take it out of physical human contact relationship, yeah, I'm open for that. But that's not how it was taught to us. It was taught to us to believe in the shining night, and if we give our love to that shining night, the person who we think is going to love us back, they will love us back. That's what we're taught with the golden rule, and it don't happen because what it teaches us is to give our power away. If the golden rule in Tama-Do is nobody can heal anybody else, and love the light above all else. I love the light within me, and I love the light within you, but I don't love your dark behavior. And I don't have any illusion that that dark behavior is going to change, because I can't change you. That's really important. That's freedom. That's the way of light. So this land of shadow business is to freak us out, and it did. It freaked me out because you're given the image of the closest we have to hell. And it's a pretty good image. Steiner did a good job. He said, if you have unfinished business with someone, you're going to meet them on the other side. Except you have no mouth to be able to make amends. You have no eyes to see that they have changed. You have no ears to be able to listen to what they have to say. You just sense the agitation because it's the etheric body. that things are not well. And there's nothing you can do about it because you're dead. This is Steiner. And it convinced me. When I read that, I went, well, goodness. I got to clean up my relationship with my brothers. Not that I am going to make peace with my brothers, but I will make peace with the situation. Me with me. I'm not going to speak to them and make them make peace with me. No. I will be at peace with the situation I was given, the dojo of my brothers, which I have. Therefore, I don't have to meet them on the other side. I'm free. That was what got me into this philosophy. That's what got me into, well, not completely, because I experienced death when I was very, very young, and death teaches you life. It teaches you better than anything else to make each moment count. So I have always lived my life intensely, making each moment count. It was just icing on the cake saying, oh, you're going to meet anything that's unfinished on the other side, because I hate unfinished business. My favorite word in the world is done. Finito. It's done. I did it. So I don't want any surprises on the other side. I want to pass through this phase brightly, lightly. But Steiner doesn't tell you how. So go back to your arrow of destiny. You've got the etheric body, you've got Dantian and fairy magic. And I'm going to remind you how you clean up to pass through the land of, let's call it vision now, not shadow. What is the vision? It's wonder. It's miracles. And yes, my dear children, it's Elf. There is a method to my madness. You practice Elf and you are free to pass through the land of shadows, because nothing can bother you, because you are not bothered by nothing. You are gloriously all possibility. So in your business plan of the soul etheric, write down delirious acts of wonder and magic. How much magic each day? How much miracle each day? When was the last time you really experienced a miracle where you go, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Dare to be a child of wonder. Dare to not know. How do you know that you are in a swamp? What are the danger signals approaching the swamp? And one is, you think you know it. You know, it's this page with the little tree. You got the little tree. Everything is not clear. Okay, everything is misty. Okay, but you think you have to go through the swamp. That's when you know you're approaching the swamp. You think you have to do it. And you think you can do it. When you think you can do it and that you have to do it, you're off your game in the etheric body. Clock in. How much time are you in the nature? How much energy work are you practicing? But the difficulty with all of that is the energy work that you're practicing. Okay, you're a Tama-Do practitioner, you're doing healing sessions, but you're exhausted. It's not feeding the etheric body. Why? Because you're giving energy, but you're not receiving. And the best way, and probably this is the answer to grocery shopping, is be in the wonder of it. Oh, wow! Make yourself laugh. All those stars in the sky, what are they doing? They're laughing. And they've been laughing at the same joke for millions and billions of years. Dare to be off balance. That's why we do this. But if you sit there like, yeah, it's good. I knew that. I'm really good with this. Nothing is feeding your aura. Nothing. Food for thought. Your choice. So back in etheric body, why don't you write down another task, another homework? You had the wonder and the miracles. That's action. Let's put in stillness and sacred space of silence, because that feeds the Dantian, and that's where the soul and the light can appear, is in the silence. And we find the silence when we're in the forest, when we're in the nature. So then clock in every day how much miracles and wonder, how much silence, how much stillness, even if it's 2 minutes, 2 minutes. And then when you're my age, you go, why is it only 2 minutes? I could spend hours. But you have to work toward that. It's a listening to the breath of God. It's listening to the poetry of the divine. It is creating the nest where your creativity is going to be expressed. You might not create at this age fairy magic and wonder, but you are going to when you get up into your 30s.